Yeah, so
Gotcha.
I don't even think you've seen them.
I probably didn't. All right, y'all. Bill Case Fantasy Football League. It's your man Tony D, aka the Random Multi Broadcaster. Season 3 of the broadcast, week 6 of the 2024 season. I am joined by Fireman Richard, the Morning Coffee on Rumble Studio, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 0600. Rich, how in God's name are you?
I am doing great, Tony, and good morning, Michael. We got week 6 starting. I'm excited about the football. I hope it's as exciting as yesterday college football. Not that we go into that, but football in general. So I'm glad to be here as always, and look forward to our gathering here and discussion of a great American.
Is what he said. Discussion. I caught that. Yeah, Jack. You ain't getting away with that one.
No, it's a new word. It's when you're rushing the discussion.
There it is. Work it, Mike.
And sometimes you're rushing to get the discussion going. It's a new word. Some people say we're discussing.
No. But on this great American sport called American football, the throw ball.
The throw ball. We're also joined by Michael George Bathurst, hashtag shout MGB on all platforms. Mike, what's going on with you?
Shout MGB will set you free. Yes, it will. Far beyond the worries of today. Thank you so much.
We got Don Newland in the house, aka Milton is in the house. What's up, Milton?
Milton.
Gentlemen, Thursday Night Football. I missed the game. Two of you, please give me a breakdown very briefly, if you don't mind.
How do you feel about it? Did you look at anything about it?
I actually fell asleep and woke up on the fourth quarter on Thursday.
Okay, and what did you think by the fourth quarter? Were you impressed?
Just give me a recap, doggone it. What happened? Damn. Hey, Rich, what happened on Thursday Night Football?
Yeah, what happened?
Well, they were evenly matched. You had San Francisco. Who was the other team?
Come on. People.
This is what I deal with. Between the two of these jokers, I missed the game.
But Pittsburgh evenly matched. No, it wasn't Pittsburgh.
It was the 49ers and the Seahawks, y'all.
Seahawks, yeah.
Yes.
And both evenly matched. I was thinking, Seattle's always tough. San Francisco, they were down in the first half, but they ended up coming back strong. They didn't make it. If they made any mistakes, it would have been Seattle's game. But I thought it was a very good game. Geno Smith, he was a little disappointed, I think, in that game. I didn't realize he has a son that's a running back on Ohio State. Mm-hmm. He was on the Ohio State game yesterday. I was watching last night. I was with a lot of good college football, but San Francisco, I think they're back in. Are they back fully? Next week will show, because this is after they've had a couple of losses. But they're still first in their division. That win puts them tied with Seattle in their division, and I think that's one of the things that I'm going to be looking at. And I think we need to look at over the next, where the divisional sets up as we get closer and closer to the playoffs and stuff. Because I think,
Tony, can I say my real feelings?
Sure.
Okay. San Fran's in trouble. San Fran was in a position last year to win.
Mm-hmm.
They have old players. They have injured players.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that has saved them this year, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, is Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was elusive. He was able to break tackles. It was like somebody did a reboot, like they did with you on that show I showed at the back where you're a cyborg. I think he is like the $6 million man. They've done some upgrades. He is looking like he's going to earn his money.
He's going to earn his money. You're right. I agree with that.
He is becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I never thought I would say that. His arm strength even seems a little better, but he has great vision. I was very disappointed. I probably, if I'd been a betting man, would have bet against them because I believe so much in Geno, and Geno just fell flat. So somehow San Fran, with all the pieces missing, and let's be real, Debo has not played well since he's gotten back.
Really?
No, Brandon Ayuk has been kind of like Gabe Davis. He's not consistent, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're old. Nothing good is going to come out of my mouth about them right now, except for Brock Purdy and the
Well,
running back
the
right?
tall tale
Jordan
where they sit as a whole team. Granted, there's some players that are old. There's some players and this is on other teams that they're not good players, but they're performing. And I think that's what we saw on Thursday night's game. That there's some people that came to light. Seattle. I don't know. I was really surprised. The San Francisco was favored to win by 3.5 on the booking and stuff like that. So it was an evenly matched team, and I picked San Francisco, but I'm thinking, well, Seattle's going to probably win it because I'm always one that says Seattle plays tough, and but San Francisco got it done, and it's the same thing with other teams there, and the next couple games will tell exactly what type of team. Granted, every team has injuries. That's a given as far as that goes. But it's how they perform over a course of a couple games that you start get a feel. And I got a feel that San Francisco. It's the same thing with Baltimore. Baltimore, if they come out like bangers and win today's game, they're back. They're going to probably be. It'll probably end up being San Francisco and Baltimore again because it's just over the next couple games. If they keep on performing on that level. And
Rich,
you look at
are you doing a filibuster because we have
no?
To
I'm just saying you look at the players, which is great, but I'm looking at the team as a whole over a couple games, and there's something there. It's just like the momentum of a football team. You know exactly when that momentum, and that happened with San Francisco because the announcers there, Michaels there. He ended up saying this is before he even said it. I said the momentum just changed here in this game, and that's a tall tale in per team.
Okay, gotcha. I need 30 seconds, and then I'll let you do your show. I won't bug you again.
Oh, then you'll let me do my show.
Yeah, I'll let you do your show. Tim Brown had this wonderful confident speaking show on the weekend. One of my most talented friends. His name is Tony D. Came in, showed the skills he has, and dropped the effing mic. Boom! The room was roaring. The room was roaring after. It just shows that if you piss off Tony D, he's coming at you like a freight train. He was like, look, if you don't think I got the skills to pay the bills, Papa's in the house. Here we go. All right, let's go. Good job, by the way.
I'm going to behave for the next 35 minutes.
Oh, you bet.
I'm cutting you down 30 seconds, and I'm cutting your mic.
I'm on. I think you have. I think you have the toilet sound.
Okay. Trust me. I'm going to have the mic. I'm going to have the mic. 15 seconds.
I love it. Go.
This is rough, y'all. This is what I deal with. Gentlemen, if your Facebook is on, go to your Facebook right now. Look at the privacy on this broadcast specifically.
Okay.
I'm not going to Facebook. I'm not going to Facebook.
And making sure it's at public.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah. Rich, you got to go on the Facebook or no?
No, I can't. I only have a limited to 3 because I'm not on Facebook. Yeah.
You're fine.
And I have a limit of 4 because I wanted to. Okay, go.
I said 15 seconds, didn't I? You see what you're doing?
I'm answering questions.
For those who are not aware, all 3 of our YouTubes are on. All 3 of our Twitches are on. All 3 of our X/Twitter accounts are on. We're going to be getting comments and chats from everybody all over. Tina, thank you for coming through. Good morning, ma'am. Donald Newland. Milton, good to see you, bro. I want to get this rolling because I got to get going before these 2 jokers start. I'm going to mainly point the finger at Mike because he has a can we talk about moment a lot. But for week 6 of the 2024 season, we are going to start with the positions, quarterbacks, recommendations, and suggestions for the position of quarterback in the world of fantasy football. All information is coming from NFL.com. The league is set. The fantasy football league is set in NFL.com. Stardom Jaden Daniels of the Commanders over the Ravens. Let me tell y'all something. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to say it. Rich, Jaden Daniels, we've been talking about him. Go for yours, please.
No, this kid is rocking it for Washington. Washington, if this kid plays good today in the next couple games, Washington will probably end up winning the NFC East. And this kid is a breath of fresh air for Washington.
I 100% agree, Mike.
He is the first individual ever to have the numbers that he's had in the first 5 games.
Yeah,
I saw that. Thank you for mentioning that. He broke a record.
He did, and just like you were in the filibuster. Oh no, that was Fireman Rich. Go ahead.
Did I say stay on point?
Okay, sorry. No,
Jaden Daniels has broken records as a rookie quarterback and as a Redskins quarterback. And I'm going to throw this out there. People are going to get tired of it. I don't care. And as an African-American quarterback in the NFL for a team,
yes,
that start African-American quarterbacks, period. They are the last team to start African-American quarterbacks. Somebody fact check that. That's the last thing that I remember hearing when I was up there. Damn it. Big ups to Jaden Daniels. I said it. Get mad at me.
I felt it.
That anybody else can get mad at me. I'm bringing that point up. Big ups to Jaden Daniels. You killing it, bro. You get no disrespect from me, even though you're going up against the best team in the AFC, in my opinion. I got them going to the Super Bowl. Big ups to you, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a fantasy football roster with this man on there, go ahead and start him. You get no complaints from me. Jordan Love with the Packers against the Cardinals. I'm not going to debate this one either. Rich, your thoughts?
He played good last week. I expect him to play good this. Let me see. Let's see what we got here. What we got here? He's expected 21 points, just like the previous kid there. 4 stars for Daniels.
Nazim is in the chat. Go ahead, Rich.
And last week he's killing it. The last 3 weeks he's been 25 plus as far as points. So.
Actually, give me a second, Rich. Nazim, if you don't have my, you know what, I'm gonna send it to you. The hell with it. Let me take
it. Yeah, get Nazim up here.
Go ahead, Rich. Go ahead, Rich.
I'm just saying. I think he's a great. I think he's making a comeback. I think he's gonna do good. He's gonna rack up the points for fantasy football. So, along with Daniels and Love, you got to start these guys.
You just go ahead, Mike. Get yours in, please.
Well, here's the thing. My only concern with him is injuries because he just got back.
Yep, true.
So very true. He's not fully healed. So if you have someone in your roster, fantasy roster, you might be safer. But if you're looking for production and you have no one near, like if you have Lamar Jackson, start him. If you have Jaden Daniels, start him. If you have Dak Prescott, I would start him. Jordan Love, right now, I'm a little worried. That's it. That's the only negative. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Nazim, the invite, I send it to your inbox. I want to keep it going when you pop in. I got you. I'm going to be waiting in the cut. Actually, I'm going to keep my eyes on it from when you do pop up. But I'm going to keep this rolling. Jordan Love, you get no debate from me on this one. Even his backup quarterback, you get no debate from me on that.
Who's his backup?
Malik Wills, I believe his name is.
Okay, that's right. Willis.
Willis.
Yes. Well done.
Prescott, start him against the Lions. You have to. Let me. I'm going to take this one.
Yeah, you better.
Dak Prescott is facing so much crap from so many people, and he's doing his job. He's starting to get it. It looks like from his players. When CeeDee Lamb has something to say to him, and it might have been regular team talk during the game, I'll give you that. I saw the look on Dak Prescott's face. He's about to give people the business. To the Dallas Cowboys, if you get rid of him, listening to everybody else, I believe you will be making a mistake. Nothing against your backup quarterbacks. Nothing against the options that you have out there in free agency and even for trades. You will be making a mistake because that man is doing his job regardless of whether you all make it to the Super Bowl or not. And I'm going to say that. The Dallas Cowboys are rated against their Super Bowl statuses. If they don't make it to the Super Bowl, everybody sees it as a wash. Dak Prescott is doing his job, win or lose. He's playing. He's got great numbers. They keep saying it. He's one of the more consistent over 500 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Can I piggyback that for a minute?
When I'm finished, hold on.
Okay.
Tell me when. I will. You got to let me finish. Even though he's going against the Lions, who I have going to the Super Bowl for the NFC.
Mhm.
You got to start Dak Prescott. Go ahead, Mike.
This is the first year that I felt he's had a raw deal. He hasn't had the pieces around him. Thank God they've had no-namers step up. Very, very similar to what happened with KC. Difference is Dak is doing this all by himself. He really is. They have no running game.
Give me a second,
Eh,
Rich. Go
The
ahead, Mike.
running game is bizarre right now. It's like non-existent. They're so battered and injured. I even have a list. There's
I will give you the battered and injured over no names because they got pretty much the whole damn team that they had before Zeke left and everybody's back, minus Tony Pollard.
and Pollard has been phenomenal, and they didn't have the money for
Derrick Henry. Let me start on that.
you can't do that. Okay,
Don't
well, let's not go there. There's a
Let me start on
filibuster
that.
right there.
Please, for the
All
Lord
right.
have mercy. Go ahead, Rich.
What are we talking about? You got me confused. Going back and forth. It's like Dak Prescott. I think fantasy football wise, I'd start him. I think these first three quarterbacks are right at the average of 20. I don't think you get much better. Even if you did bring a Lamar Wilson in and stuff like that, I think any one of these three are top-notch starters. There's issues, but from a fantasy, you'd start them. Now, as far as have you heard some talk of him being let go, Tony?
No, I just don't like the criticism.
Oh, okay. I know there's some
money.
I think Prescott is he's handling it well. He's been at this for a long time, so the crap's going to hit it. He's going to take care of it. I think he's going to be focused on football. I think it's just most of the demise of a team is focused on a quarterback when you got to look at the team as a whole.
I agree.
So there's shortfalls there on the Dallas Cowboys. It's obvious and stuff like that. And speaking of an added plus to this broadcast, we have Nazim coming in from Milan, Italia. Buongiorno, my friend.
Buongiorno, my guys. Listen, I just got an email over the week indicating that they need me as a backup quarterback for the Dolphins. I got to be careful about I've been hit in the head a couple of times, but I think I can manage it.
Nazim, welcome aboard. Your name is hilarious. I'm going to keep it rolling. Let me get back to you in a second, Nazim. As I said about the Cowboys, they got everybody back. Everybody just wants to make it to the Super Bowl. That's all it is to it. I said win 2 playoff games. They've done that. They have to win 2 playoff games for everybody to come out. Right now, nobody's happy. You're going up against the best team in the NFC, in my opinion, even though they got issues going on over there as well. Start Dak Prescott for your starting quarterback. Justin Fields of the Steelers against the Raiders. Yes. I have nothing else on this. Nazim, you get first on this one. What do you think about starting Justin Fields on your fantasy football team against the Steelers? Against the Raiders this week?
I like Justin. It was very close against Dallas. It was a great game. It could have gone either way on that one.
Gotcha. Rich?
Justin Fields, even though Pittsburgh lost last week, I think he's a solid player. I'd say I don't have him up for the points. Let me get it real quick here. But he's a solid quarterback. He's been suggested to start him, and he's a couple points low, but last week he ended up getting 15. He's been averaging anywhere between 15 and 20. So I'd say I'd start him, but I think this would be right at the level where if you had somebody better and, given the matchup of the game, but I'd still start him if I had him.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Mike. I know where you're going to go too. I know where you're going to go, so go ahead.
He is going to have a great game. The Los Angeles Raiders have
Las Vegas.
Aiden O'Connor, doing his thing, and this will be his first appearance. Justin now is rated in the top 10 fantasy acquisitions. He has been so consistent. He has now proven that he should be in the league, and it has to. A lot of what happens in life is you have to be in the right place at the right time.
Didn't I say 15 seconds? Get to the point.
And it's like when we were all together in HAPS, we were in the right place at the right time.
Yes,
and it wasn't until the nudity came in from Italy, I felt like we lost our way. But that was a good time, and I'm so glad to have one of the greatest shirtless broadcasters in the universe.
Damn it.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, there you go. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeesh. Justin Fields playing against the Raiders.
Let's move on.
I did see where Russell Wilson is working his way to be QB1 now. I read an article on that. There's going to be a controversy there. However, I think it's going to be a good one because both quarterbacks, as long as both quarterbacks are ready, the Steelers are going to be a problem. And I'm not a Steelers fan.
No.
It's good for them. The Raiders got big issues going on. A whole lot of chaos, but that's what the Raiders is based on. Chaos. Everybody wanting to do something, everybody wanting to win, and they don't accept any losing, especially within themselves. I credit them for that, but the record doesn't show what kind of franchise they are and what kind of team they are. And I like the coach. Antonio Pierce, big ups to him. Yes, Tina, there was an article on that. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Russell Wilson's going to start competing for QB1, or they're going to bring him in, one of the two. It's about to be his time because he's got to earn his money. Caleb Williams of the Bears, start him versus the Jaguars. No debate for me at all. None. Nazim, what you think?
I would start him. Jacksonville's 1-4. I mean, they're in,
Exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly. Rich?
If you
I don't know. It's because I like Jacksonville. I'd say he's a solid play. He's his newer quarterback and stuff like that. I don't know a lot about him, but you look at while running for 34 yards, finished with 23 fantasy points against the Panthers. Is he going to get that many? I think he's probably going to be within the realm of 15 to 20. I think as far as that goes. 16 is projected, but his matchup is 5 stars. So and he's QB number 10 on the fantasy football list. So go ahead and start him. He had like I said, 23 points last week against Carolina. But then again, a team like Houston and Indianapolis, Houston, he had his low one is 9 points. So, but I'd still start him.
Gotcha.
I'd have a problem with starting.
Well, here's the thing. If you have anybody better than him, please play them because he is inconsistent and it's not his fault. There's been a lot of injuries. He is starting to get a stride, but you can't base something on playing the Panthers. The Panthers are horrible. So he had a great game. That means nothing. If he had done well, say, against the Raiders or against Kansas City or someone of the caliber of, say, Rich Roberts, then I would be okay with that. Go next. High caliber, Rich Roberts.
Oh, have mercy.
Finest quality anywhere.
Quarterbacks to sit. Jared Goff. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be clear. They say do not start him. I personally would. There is no way in hell I would sit Jared Goff this season in any game. Unless he was injured or his team was messed up. Even against the Cowboys. Lord have mercy. Nazim, I'm going to give you first on this one. Go for it.
For me, it's a no. Dallas is looking good. No, I wouldn't put him. No. Nope.
Gotcha. Go for it, Rich.
Well, he had 26 points against Seattle, so I think that's pretty high for a high caliber team that he's playing against. I would start him.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Mike.
Here's the thing. He can't run. He can't run.
I disagree.
And he can't run, and he's not a red zone threat.
Okay.
And he's playing against a team. You know what this is going to be? This is going to be an absolute blowout from both ends. This will be like when you get the flu and it's coming out both ends. This is what this game's going to be like. I would not risk your wealth on this. If you're betting on this, this is Russian roulette. Sorry. Next.
I'm reading the narrative. It is on the screen. I don't have a problem with this saying. I just got a problem with sitting him. Sit Geno Smith of the Seahawks against the 49ers. Now, this was Thursday night's game, ladies and gentlemen. It was a close game at the end.
Was it?
At the end. It was about 3-point difference, wasn't it? That was the final score.
It never felt close to me.
It never felt close. The score was a bit more distant, but like I said, at the end, they did try to get it. And I actually picked Seattle to win this game.
Yeah.
They
see,
proved me wrong. It happens. Am I happy for Geno Smith? Sure. Am I proud of him? Absolutely. Who was he up against? One of the best teams in the NFL. Not
No.
just the NFC, the NFL entirely.
No.
The San Francisco 49ers are one of the best teams in the NFL.
No.
Stop it. Past 2
No.
years, they've been in the playoffs, damn near championship, and the Super Bowl. Yes.
Yes. Last year.
Before that,
Last
in the
year.
playoffs.
It's-
Before that, they were in the championship game, and before that, they were in the playoffs. They're one
They
of the
are-
best teams in the NFL
They're horrible this year.
right
Mike.
now because of injuries, like you stated in the first place. Correct.
No, they're old.
I got that they're old because that is the team that went to the Super Bowl. Not this
And this
recent year,
game
but
was
the year
not
before.
close. I'm closer to Nazim than this game was to each other. Let's go.
Anyway,
Yeah.
would I sit him? No, I would have started him, and it probably would have cost me. Nazim, your thoughts, please.
I'm going to go with him on this one. I think San Francisco, you're right about the injuries. But this
your
year,
internet's
I was
glitching,
just
bro.
expecting
Oh, okay. That was
a
your
lot
shit.
more from them at this.
Well, you know what the problem is? No CMC. I'll go ahead and say it. No CMC.
Disagree.
Rich, your thoughts?
I watched this game. It was like I said, Seattle. They can hold their heads high. They lost on a good football game, evenly matched. Geno going against the 49ers. If I had somebody better, but he what is it? He had 14 points fantasy football wise. That's it's a tad below, but it's still average.
Mhm.
Compared to say someone like Detroit, which is probably a better team, had 26 against Detroit. As far as so I probably wouldn't start him. I like him. I think he's proven himself coming up through the ranks compared to as well as some other quarterbacks that they sort of rid off. I think I think Seattle's still a contender with Geno. They have a new system, and I'm starting to see this new system, and it can be deadly with him as a quarterback.
Nazim has to go. Thank you, sir.
Nazim, I appreciate you popping in, man. Thank you for coming through.
I meant what I said by the closeness. We are closer than that game.
Thanks a lot, guys. Sorry about that. Run.
All right, good seeing you, Nazim. As far as if I could back up in comments about Goff there, I think he's a good starter. He had 26 points, like I said last week against Seattle, and he's expected to get around the average 16 to 20, and that looks like what they're getting for fantasy football wise. That's all I got to say.
Gotcha.
Good, thank you.
I really would have started him. I would have. It probably would cost me, and that's fine. But I would have said start him against the 49ers because you have to. And I'm one of the biggest proponents of the resurgence of his career.
Yeah,
I am happy for him. Things are looking good.
Oh, I know what I wanted to say, Tony.
I have a question though for you. Just a question, and I mean this as an observer of your show, not a smartass right now. We are trying right now in this next 2 minutes. We are now trying to give advice to people who want to get the most points in fantasy football. Correct?
Yes.
So when you know that a team is not necessarily going to be an easy win where you don't feel like either they're going to hit the red zone, or you're better to go with a kicker. I'm serious. Like, fantasy football is not real football. The problem with Rich and I, and we're beautiful old men, and especially Rich, we have to figure out in our minds what is the right choice for the team, not fantasy.
No. That's the thing.
This is fantasy football. You're talking like I was last year about fantasy football.
Right.
It's fantasy football. You're going to have multiple players.
Yeah.
You can have a player, the team can completely tank, but that quarterback may have a record in a losing cause.
And Joe Burrow, a prime example of what you're saying.
Let me put it to you this way. Everybody's fantasy football team will have members of different teams.
Yeah.
So would their quarterback get you points for the team you built, not necessarily for the team that's playing? Even though it's going to be while he's playing with that team. So each specific player, when Rich gives those stats, the points they scored last week before, or even the history when you go through the game log, that specific player, is he going to be worth it this week compared to the other players in the same position?
Yes.
All of the factors of the games come into play. And you want that on your fantasy team. This is the mentality while your mind's racing. Well, while my mind is racing all the time. Are they injured? Who's on the team that's injured? And who are they up against? The offensive line, all of that good stuff. For the quarterback position, you want the quarterback that scores the most points for the week, who's recommended to have the most points for the week based on who they're up against and the injuries on their team. So that's a good question that you asked. For the people who may be confused, we will talk about the game all the time, but when you're building your team, the player you have has to have a good game on that game for your team to make any points at all.
And here's a good example. Our next selection, Justin Herbert against Denver Broncos. I would definitely sit him because looking at the numbers that he's had.
I'm going to get there, Rich. I'm going to get there. Give me a second. I'm going to get there. Give me a second, please. And I apologize.
Good point, Rich.
Mike brings up an excellent question, and I'm going to say that on purpose for the people who do not understand. And Mike has always told me sometimes he'll ask questions for people who are asking him questions. So for the people in fantasy football, or if you're new to it,
they're not picking on
we're pretty much acting like managers. We got to pick the best player for the position and hope he can do better than everybody else every week, regardless of who he's up against, regardless of what's going on. Your best quarterback in the day used to be Tom Brady. He would get the numbers. He would get downfield. You knew he was going to make it through the postseason. Some of your more consistent players who had high numbers would also have high interceptions, which would bring down their point value. I give you Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre historically. Both known for touchdowns and interceptions. Not good to pick up in fantasy football because interceptions cost you the touchdowns you'll gain or the yards you gain during the game as well. You can have 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Your fantasy football points will be in the negative.
Okay.
So that's a good question with Mike.
I want to back up what Rich just said, which is so true. Okay.
Go. And I got to let him have the floor too. So go ahead.
Okay. It's just quick. And Lamar Jackson right now is rated number 1 quarterback in fantasy.
Yes.
Guess who's number 2? Joe Burrows in fantasy.
Yes.
Number 3, who is disrespected right now, Dak Prescott.
Thank you.
Number 4, Jordan Love. Number 5, holy shit, Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
Over Jaden Daniels. Over Kyle Murray. Josh Allen right now has fallen to 8.
I thought you said real quick.
This is real quick. I'm almost done.
No, it isn't. We're at 32 minutes. We ain't finished quarterbacks yet.
Oh, come on. This is the meat of our thing.
It is the meat
Plus,
of the
we had that beautiful man from Italy come in.
You still feel about
and all the distraction just went, oh, we got to go.
Rich, you need the floor.
Go.
About what? I just said my piece, sir.
So you're good?
Yeah, I just said, Tina, if it appears they're picking on me, Tina, they're not picking on me.
They're not picking, Tina.
It's just the broadcasters being the broadcaster and stuff like that. So
and honestly, I will say that Mike did make a good point. People got to understand the difference between fantasy football and the game and what it is. He's right. Every week we do have somebody who comes in and asks. He has told me on more than one occasion, even last season, somebody will ask him a question, he'll bring it up. And I do appreciate that because when we get new viewers, this is how we grow. I'm good with that. Even though I try to rush, I'm good with that part right there. But Mike, calm down. Anyway, sit Justin Herbert of the Chargers against the Broncos. I wouldn't.
I would.
He's not getting the points fantasy football wise.
There you go.
He's subpar, Tony. He's subpar.
He's horrible. He's horrible right now.
He's projected to get 19, but his record, he had one good game against Jacksonville, 30 points, but everything has been 14 points or lower. So he had one good game, the consistency. And that's when I'm looking at these stats. It's consistency of the quarterbacks. Even though they say sit them, I'm looking at the consistency of the previous games.
Yes.
Because you can't just look at it one game. You got to look how they're playing over a bunch of games. Okay, they may be injured, but they're playing through that injury. So that factors in. Other players factor in. So this would be, I would agree, a definite sit for me.
Go ahead, Mike.
Love him as a human being. He's fantastic. He's on an absolute shitbowl team right now. And the problem is they have to play, guess what? Defensive football. Defensive football is not good for fantasy. He's not using the same weapons to the same frequency that he used to before. So unless you are a wonderful running back on the Chargers, that's about the only way or a kicker is successful. That's about the only way you're going to have really good, solid fantasy football.
I agree with both of you. Now, here's the problem. The hype we had behind the coach. We're about to be a third into the season.
Mm-hmm.
Would you give up on him right now for the season?
No way. He's doing a great job. That's a horrible team. Horrible team.
Great job, great coach, horrible team. Gotcha.
They're
But
2-2 right now.
Yeah,
They're 2-2.
I'm shocked they're that good. Honest to God, I was expecting them to be one
No, I
game.
think they're that good right now, Mike. I think it because you look at the coach they have. They do have a solid coach, and I think they're going to just get better.
Him and his brother are both excellent. They
They
really
great
are.
coaches. We said that in the preseason. They're both
Yeah.
great coaches. Like I said,
Yeah.
we're only third of the season through. I'm not pushing the panic button on anybody yet for real, but we had to with CMC. He was the first pick on everybody.
It is 11-11, just as a reminder, my friend.
I'm not doing
Keep
that. Sit Trevor Lawrence of the Jaguars against the Bears. I can't even say nothing against this. I can't.
No, he's not consistent.
I can't.
I disagree.
Reading the narrative, I see why. Go for it.
He is, for some reason, on an upswing, and his pieces are suddenly coming alive. I think he's going to do very well this week. Is he going to do well the rest of the year? No. I think if you have him, use him this week. The Bears, honestly, don't look good, and they are incredibly injured right now. Their key pieces are gone, especially on defense. Trevor always does well in these situations where he's away. I think there's less pressure.
Well, that game's going on right now. What's the score? I just realized that.
Right now?
Yeah, and Bears are beating Jaguars 14-3 in the third quarter.
Keep us posted on that, please. Thank you for reminding me.
I forgot about that because I had my head up in space earlier.
That's funny. Pause. Let me say this. What was I going to say? Remember when I said in the beginning of the season, between weeks 5 and 6, we're going to kind of see the pace of what the NFL is going to be, even with changes or with injuries or whatever.
Absolutely.
I have nothing against any team negative right now except Carolina.
Okay. And why?
I don't see any upswing in Carolina whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
Chicago seemed to have a new energy behind them. I've seen that on a couple of highlights. CMC being out with that leg injury, I do not expect him back this season. I do not. But that should not detriment the 49ers that much. They should still make the playoffs right now to me. Honestly, I still got them ranked 2 or 3 in the NFC, if not the NFL alone, team-wise to be in the Super Bowl. Trevor Lawrence, if he's gelling with that team right now, I would keep a radar on them. They were in shambles at the beginning of the season. It's been a few weeks. Maybe they got their momentum built. I'm still thinking the AFC South is going to be very interesting. The AFC East right now is going to be interesting with the shift in the Jets firing the head coach. Blew my mind. I'm going to get to that. Y'all got to remind me to talk about that later. That blew my mind. I had the same reaction Shannon Sharp had on First Take. I couldn't believe it. I know he had a negative record, but the team was good with him. He was good with the team, but that tripped me out. Let me get back to that later. I would sit Trevor Lawrence based on the recent numbers, but if they're gelling, I'm going to keep my eyes on it, and that would cost me. Y'all go ahead.
Do you want to go first, Rich?
All I got this. I'm going to just say clear cut, real simple. I'd sit him.
Okay. And this is easy for me. He has the same numbers exactly as Zach Wilson last year at this time.
Yep.
So we have done nothing but shifted the shells of a game with a little P underneath it. It's the same deal over and over again. He's showing signs of wear and tear. He's 40 years old. I think it's amazing. He still has an arm, but you know, Tony talked about this where he thought he had a bit of a limp, or he seemed like he wasn't himself, the person we saw 5 years ago. So I would definitely sit him. Tony.
I'm pissed.
Okay, you're talking about the coach.
The whole situation with the New York Jets, I'm pissed.
Yeah. Comes into
I
play.
said this season they're going to have to show me. Aaron Rodgers ain't healthy, and you just fired your head coach. I'm pissed.
Yeah, he didn't fire him though.
I didn't say he did, and
it
I'm
was
not even doing it to him. I'm not even going to do that.
It was the owner. It was
I
the
know
owner
the
that.
owner.
Yeah,
I know it was the owner. I know it was the owner. Against the Bills, I'm going to hate to say this. You have to. He still gets numbers. Look at that, 203 passing yards per game. He's still getting numbers. They're not winning. So he may not be the most productive quarterback this week by fantasy football point standards. But against the Bills, and Mike, you had said the Bills are a little bit in shambles, but they're 3-2, are they not?
They are. The problem with them is they're relying too much on Josh Allen. Same script as last year. I would love for them to get another piece, like a really good wide receiver. They need one. I think there's a couple people that are available that are floating around, and we don't even need a top tier one. We need like a middle tier, and that could be the difference. Okay.
Devontae Adams.
Oh, he's higher than mid tier, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are quarterback recommendations for week 6 of the 2024 season. In accordance with NFL.com, we are going to start on running backs, and we're at 40 minutes. This is what I'll be talking about. But we did have Nazim in the house, and I'm grateful for that. Mike, bring it down. Start him. Josh Jacobs of the Green Bay Packers versus the Arizona Cardinals. You have to. Gentlemen, your thoughts.
Oh, you got to start him. Yeah, that's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I have nothing negative to say against the Green Bay Packers this season based on their previous seasons and their consistency. I'm going to shut up against the Packers pending injury. I'm going to reserve that. Pending injury, I'm going to reserve that. Tony Pollard of the Titans against the Colts? Yes.
Yes.
Mike, just say yes.
No.
I can't.
I
can't.
no.
I'll be trying, boy. I'll be trying. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. This month.
No. Do you want me to be real or not?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Like, I can just agree with you, or
No.
I can be real. I've not been super happy with the sample sizes I've had from him recently in the last couple of weeks. So if you have someone better, and there are a lot of really solid backs out there, Carolina has Chuba. I would take Chuba over him if you're asking me.
Remind me to talk about him at the end of this too.
Yeah, but we're not allowed to do that to the end. We have this dictator. His name's Tony. Okay.
Well, because we got to make it to the end because we got the town crier called Michael. Keep going.
Woo! Rich.
I start him even against Indianapolis. What do you think, Rich?
I'd start him. I think the matchup plays to where he only had really one in the games he's played so far. He's only had one bad game, and that was against Green Bay, where he only had 2.9, but everything else has been 10, 15, 16. He's projected to get 12. He could probably do more. It depends on the game. Tennessee likes to run, I think. And I've seen a lot more running, so I think he's a top caliber. He's 5 stars on the matchup and running back number 11 on the fantasy.
I'm starting him even against Indianapolis. He was a beast in Dallas. High expectations for him in Tennessee. I'm happy he's making his numbers. Seriously. DeAndre Swift of the Bears. I'm going to start him against the Jaguars. I'm going to start him.
No brainer. Yeah, you can
Absolutely.
go to the next. You can go to the next one.
And I'm not even going to lie. This is nothing against the Jaguars. I remember DeAndre
That's a no-brainer.
As a player.
No brainer. You'd be insane not to take him. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Najee Harris of the Steelers against the Raiders. I'm going to start Najee Harris on my team.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's ranked 19th, but he's got 5 for the matchup, and he's got 10 plus. I think you're gonna get some points from him. So yeah, I would start him.
Yeah, I think he's on the upswing too, and plus Tony loves him. And if you're in his broadcast, just do what Tony does. Go.
Well, don't do everything I do, but know who I pick so you can talk about me afterwards, because that's what most people have been doing. He is my running back pick from rookie status. I'm sticking with him. Chase Brown of the Bengals against the Giants. Mike, I think
phenomenal. Phenomenal.
You've told me about him. You've told me about him. Go.
He is on fire right now. He is bouncing off of people. He has got great energy. He doesn't show any signs of wear and tear yet. He will do well, but don't underestimate New York. They're coming back. They
You noticed that? Have you noticed that? Have you
they
noticed
may be the best team in New York right now.
Could be.
No, I'm serious. And the best find in New York right now is Rich Roberts. Check it out. Ooh, yeah.
Lord have mercy. This is for his part of the broadcast. I get it. Running backs to sit. Brian Robinson of the Commanders against the Ravens. I'm going to refer to you two on this because I kind of disagree.
Okay.
I've seen a couple of plays by him.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to sit him based on his play, regardless of his numbers, which is a respect to the player and his performance.
It's a feeling.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we talk about that? So
Go.
here's the thing. In fantasy, you can't always go with the stats. Every once in a while, you get a feeling.
Yes.
Like last week, I was saying to my friend here about DJ Moore, and he was going T. Higgins. We were both right.
Yeah.
They both were on fire last week.
That
But
happens.
God, I hated that. I wanted DJ Moore to absolutely clean the floor of T. Higgins just so I could shove it in. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Next.
Every time I give you leeway, you see what you do.
See
Rich,
you
your
see what
thoughts.
Okay.
Given the stats, they're not stellar. I'm gonna just stay straight out what I'm saying as far as the stats and who they're going up against. This, like I said, this will be a game where the Ravens are either going to stop them cold on the running game or the defense, which I think they can. They're like I said, they're a scary team. I think we're going to see today. If not, I'll eat my words next week and stuff like that. But if they win like they did against Buffalo, the Ravens have me scared. Anybody going against the Ravens, and I think Washington, they're a good team. Got a good quarterback. But the numbers aren't matching up with this. And this guy's a young running back, right?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
And that's another thing. I have not seen any breakout young running quarterbacks or breakout running backs as compared to some of the quarterbacks we've had as far as breaking out a little bit. So
let me throw this out there. You said the Ravens are a scary team.
Yes.
Commanders are as well. This is going to
No. They're they haven't been over the years. Be real there, Tony.
Over the years, you're correct. This year,
they haven't showed any scariness like the Baltimore Ravens have. And I'm talking from
the point. Let me go ahead and run over on this one. Let's go, Rich. Let me tell you something, Jack.
Difference of opinion, I guess. It's just they don't scare me like the Ravens.
Difference of opinion, but the Commanders are on fire right now.
Right
now. And I will say that. Remember what we just said in the beginning about Jaden Daniels.
Right.
The optimism behind the team and the franchise is very high compared to previous years. I will say 100%. I think their fan base is growing.
Right.
Allow me to say that for myself. Like I said, differences of opinion, not an argument, not whatever. But
no. I get you.
I'm optimistic for the Commanders. I think this is going to be a hell of a game. This isn't just
right now. You picked you picked Washington. So
it's my favorite game this week, by the way.
Yeah,
this is a game that I would hate to be in that region. When I worked up there, that highway stretch in between the two cities,
right?
It's going to look like an apocalypse, a blizzard, a riot, a concert, and New Year's Eve happen all at the same time. It's going to be that much traffic. This is like an hour and a half drive difference between two major franchises in the NFL. This is going to be some energy.
Oh, it's the two best quarterbacks, I think, right now are fighting it out.
This is going to be energy. I would keep eyes on this game. That's just me. I went a little too far.
Yeah, totally agree. I don't know what that has to do with running backs.
I'm not calling you wrong. I'm going.
No. I'm just saying, it's just a difference of opinion because you did pick Washington, I picked Baltimore. So I just put a little star there. So next week I'm either eating my words or you're going to be eating your words.
And listen,
I also picked Washington.
Yeah, you picked Baltimore, Mike.
Did I really?
Was good.
Yeah. Double check that.
Yeah,
let me put it this way, Rich. I'm off tomorrow, so I can be up for the show. If I'm not up, wake me up.
So I'm sorry, Mike. You did. Again, I'm looking at the wrong one. I got
Captain Rehab. You
You picked Washington. We went
over Rehab's case. I done told him put his numbers in here. Robinson is out this week. Definitely sit him. I appreciate that, Glick. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. There it is right
Oh
there.
yeah, that's right. Ted told me
Robinson
about
is
that.
out this week.
Yeah.
Big ups to Glick for bringing that in there. Brian is in the house. I know you're at the gym, dog, on it. Brian says, sit Brian Robinson. You got to. If he's out, there it is. That shuts all of this down. But you know what? Big
That's
ups to
why
the play he's
injuries
done.
are so important.
Injuries
to
are
know
important. Big ups to his play this season, even though he is out. Rashad White at the Bucks. Sit him against the Saints.
I would agree. I would agree. Yeah, he's been shaky.
Numbers wise, I get it. What do you think,
Yeah.
Rich?
Not really sure.
Okay.
Not really sure. Hey, I just excuse me for keep on going, guys. I got something going on here. I'll be right back.
Go ahead,
Go
take
for
care
it,
of it.
brother.
Go
Go
ahead and
for
take
it.
care of it. I got you covered. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. We can drive each other
I'll
crazy.
bring him down for this is gonna be sick right now. The last thing y'all want is me and him alone up here. This is a mess.
Oh yeah.
We have a question in the chat. Should I start Tolbert or Cooper? PPR.
Oh, definitely Tolbert.
I'm thinking Cooper.
No.
His name's come up more than once. I'm thinking Cooper. My man Brian says roll the dice.
I would go with the first choice.
Glick, I agree. If he was healthy, I play. He is a beast. I 100% agree. KP, I appreciate you coming through. I'm going to say Cooper. Mike is going to say Tolbert. Let me tell you, check the numbers on both, check their opponents, and go for yours.
It's just feeling for me. That
Go for yours on that one. I appreciate you coming through and thank you for the question. Devin Singletary of the Giants to say sit him against the Bengals. I agree. I got nothing against that. I agree.
Here's the thing: the Bengals' defense is horrid, and he would actually be able to run on them. No, Joe Burrow is having problems this year, not because of
KP
offense.
Brian says start Tolbert. My apologies, Mike. Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much. And once in a while, people read the comments. We appreciate it.
I flow through the comments. Glick, I'm not sure which White you're talking about. Elaborate on that one, please. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep everything going.
No, we got to keep everybody happy. I get that.
Oh, I see. That's the way you shot White. I got you.
Yeah. So right now, I think you should run him only because Cincinnati's horrible in defense. Yeah, you could run and do okay.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. Next.
Gotcha. Rico Dowdle of the Cowboys. They say the Lions. I think he's hurt, isn't he? I think he's. Is he?
I'd sit him. Detroit will squash him like a grape. Yeah.
He can be stopped. I did see that. I got you. I did see he can be stopped, but he's playing very well.
Detroit is not good on passing. They give up a lot of yards in passing. In the running game, it really depends on the back. But Detroit is.
I got Detroit's number. I feel you on Detroit, but Rico Dowdle, I watched the game. He plays very well. He may not get numbers, but he's playing fine. I'm gonna just be serious. He really is playing good.
Yeah, but Dallas is not good at giving them big holes to go through. Do you know what I mean? Like this,
yes.
They're outmatched with Detroit. That's what I'm trying to say.
Gotcha. If they're outmatched, cool. But I actually am optimistic about his play. And big ups to him, Alexander Madison, and Zamir White of the Raiders. Sit them against the Steelers.
Mm-hmm. He was good. He was good last.
That's the Steelers defense they're talking about.
Yeah.
Brian says sit Dallas O-line. Dallas O-line is up and down. That's why they're talking about that with Dowdell. I appreciate that. Let me go ahead and say this. The Steelers defense is the reason behind this, in my opinion. We got Rich back here. God. Matter of fact, I meant to say this. Big ups to Amir Abdullah. A few years ago, he has been drafted. He really has not been putting up much numbers, but I believe he got a touchdown this season, which
I'm going to get a coffee. I'll be back.
Go for it. Which I have not seen him do in a minute. Rich, they recommend sitting two of the running backs from the Raiders against the Steelers. Your thoughts, please.
I've got the stats on Zimmer. Is that his name? Yeah, Sam.
Neil White, Alexander Madison. Yeah, Alexander Madison used to be on the
Vikings. His points, are these still running backs?
Yes.
He's subpar. He's like 2 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points.
Then I get
he's projected 2 points. So I'd sit him. What's the narrative say on this kid?
We got Ted Hicks in the house. Ted
Hicks. I would say sit him. Let me check the other guy here. Go ahead, Ted.
As usual, my audio.
No, your audio's fine right now. Go for yours real quick.
Hang on.
Okay, he can't hear.
Okay. Okay.
I would say both of these guys, Tony. Their numbers aren't matching up for you got somebody better.
They're
Yeah.
not getting numbers. Go for yours, Ted, real quick. Well, we made a Mike to come back.
I just got
I'll keep
news. I just got news that my favorite player. Wait, can you hear me or no?
Richardson.
Go ahead.
I said I just got. The Colts have decided to give Anthony Richardson another week before putting him on the field. Darn.
I did
Yeah.
not know.
So that means Flacco's going to be playing?
Yep. Flacco's going to be playing.
Gotcha. We just finished the running backs, ladies and gentlemen, for the recommendations for the 2024 season. Of course, NFL.com. We will get to wide receivers in a second. Ted is in the house. Ted, any quick picks or quick words before we continue? Since I know you're on limited time.
No. I'm good to go. I've established the internet connection, and I'm just joining the show. That's it. Just keep it in motion.
Gotcha. Mike, you back?
I'm back and on track and feeling very good because I've got Ted Hicks in the house. Oh,
Got
yeah.
you covered. We're going to go to
what's going on?
Wide receiver recommendations. Ladies and gentlemen, say start DJ Moore against the Jaguars. That is an absolute yes for me.
Yes. I'm not even going to check
that name sounds familiar. Like I said it last week and hit a wall from a guy named Tony D.
I doubt if you did. Pull that clip up, please, and let me know.
I will. I'm going to have it on TikTok.
Please throw that one on TikTok.
You can watch him lie his ass off. There you go. Okay.
Zay Flowers of the Ravens start him against the Commanders. I agree, gentlemen. Your thoughts?
Oh, he's iffy.
Brian, that's your man's. Mike just called him iffy. That's your man's, Brian.
Nobody's been iffy lately. He has. Sorry.
What you think, Rich?
Well, he's matched up 5 stars, so that's a plus. He's projected at 9, which is about average.
Not great.
No, his last week against Cincinnati, 12. He had 1 point, game 4. So I don't know if he had somebody better, but then again, the matchup, like I said, I think Baltimore Ravens are going to be doing good against the Washington Commanders. So.
Do you know what the problem is with Zay Flowers? It's not his fault. He is the only target.
Yes.
There's nobody else.
Yeah.
So he's double teamed all the time. You need to it's not that he sucks. It's that he's so covered. They need another target that's, and let's be honest, their tight end situation lately is not the greatest.
Pause. Anyway, we're going to keep it going. Terry McLaurin of the Commanders. Start him.
I love him. I absolutely love him.
Me and Brian talked about him a lot.
Yeah, I would not sit him. I don't care what his numbers are. I think he's good.
Now you're talking my language. I agree with that. Flowers is a roller coaster, not consistent. So he's a flip. He's a coin flip if you have no one to play, but there are better options. Agreed. Understood. Fully good. Gentlemen, Rich, what you got on Terry McLaurin?
He's got the same numbers as Flowers, so it's a coin toss as far as I'm concerned. If you have somebody better, if not, go ahead and see how the game plays out.
What you think,
He's going to get a lot of targets in this game, so I think he has and Baltimore will give up yardage on the run, so and passing. We'll see. Time will tell.
Take into perspective that it's a bye week. So if your main receiver is out due to a bye, definitely start him. Other than that, I would look at other options.
Great point, buddy. Great point.
Understood. Jaden Reed and Dontavian Wicks of the Green Bay Packers. Start them against the Cardinals. No debate from me.
I would start Jaden Reed. I would say no to Wicks. So
what you got, Rich?
Reed, I would agree. Said him. The other guy. Incidentally, just as an update, in the Jaguar.
Both of them are starts, by the way. Both of them are starts, not sits. Those are starts.
Oh, there are starts. I would sit the first
Yeah.
one. I'm not sure about the other one. Chicago Bears are winning. 2 minutes left in the 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the third quarter, 21-10, and the ball is Chicago Bears.
Still a
So
lot of time left.
Bears are winning the game.
Gotcha. What you got, Ted?
I got to mimic Mike. Start Reed, Wicks, sit him.
Gotcha. I'll take both of them. Start Amari Cooper. We just talked
Oh
about.
yeah. Oh
Start
yeah.
him
Oh,
against,
yeah.
even against the
Oh,
Eagles.
yeah.
Holy
I
smokes.
brought him up last week. Tony D squished me like a grape again. It's bad.
Stop lying on me.
It's
Stop lying on me. Stop
gonna
lying
be
on
in
me.
that. Listen, we're gonna need a 30-hour broadcasting where you squish me. The
We're gonna have
best
to do it.
squishes of the year by Tony D.
Trust me, we're going to have to do an in-between game show this afternoon. I can see it already. Rich, your thoughts on this, please?
He had a big game against the Giants. The other games are sort of below 10 points, actually below 7 points. So depends on the game. He's probably a capable running back or wide receiver, but again, how many?
He was rusty. He was rusty. That's what it was. The rust fell off. That's all.
Okay, Russ is another
See,
factor.
I'm
Okay.
going to be honest with this, and Ted, forgive me on this one. Amari
Wow.
Cooper is a top-tier wide receiver, but he's had a lot of damn injuries. And that
Yeah,
team
that's true there.
Yeah.
There's
killing
true.
him. That
Yeah.
team up there is killing him. He has been terrible with the Raiders. He ain't doing good with the Browns. His best season was with Dallas.
His receptions for each game this year so far, he's only gotten 4 receptions in each game.
Thank you. He's not getting the damn ball.
Yeah.
Brian says he's with Mike. So I'm going to Ted, you got anything on this or you good?
Nah, for the most part, I'm just going to say this much. Amari Cooper would be a steal just before the trade deadline because
Oh,
yes.
the amount of money that's on the books that's owed to him, minimal. Probably
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
$1.5 million owed to him. That would hit your books. Start him.
The Ravens could use him,
Yes.
right? The
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills could use him big
The
time.
Jets could use him. The Jets
The
could use him.
Jets could use him.
I don't want the Jets to have anything pretty. No way.
Nobody does. Sit him. Jesus Christ. Gary Wilson of the Jets against the Buffalo Bills. That's because of their offensive situation. Whew. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
Start him.
Start him.
They say sit him. I
Yeah,
say
I know.
start him
Who
as
are
well.
they? Who are they?
Start him.
What you got, Rich?
I don't know. Could if he gets the ball because against Minnesota he had 16 points. He's projected against the Bills 9 points, but his matchup is only 1 star out of 5, and he's ranked 15th.
Yeah.
So I think this is a coin toss. But I think the Jets are going to get shut down. I don't think.
I agree with the coin toss 100%. I agree with the coin toss. Everybody says start him, sit
Hey,
him. Got it.
Can
Yes.
I just one thing I want to say, Todd Downing, new play caller. We don't know what to expect. So that's
Oh,
what I'm
true.
gonna say.
Good point. I forgot about that. Yeah,
No.
because
If it was Nathaniel Hackett, definitely sit him.
yeah, that's a good point.
So we got a new play caller for the Jets.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's
You talk about from the head coaching position, correct?
Head coach, new head coach, which is the defensive coordinator, and Nathaniel Hackett was demoted.
Mm-hmm.
I think
he
he
didn't
was
get
demoted.
canned? I thought he got canned, Ted.
No, he was demoted
No, he's
twice.
demoted. He's demoted. Yeah.
First by Robert Saleh, and then Saleh gets fired, and then by Coach Ulbrich decides to demote him also.
So it sounds to me like he's been the problem with the team more than the people that they fired, and they were standing up for him. But
They
Tom
can't fire
Brady-
him because it's Aaron's buddy. So, but
Aaron's
they can't
buddy.
demote him. They can demote him though.
They
See,
can
that's
demote
crazy.
him.
So
They've got-
Saylor stood up. Sound like Saylor stood up for his boys and took the blow for it. If you ask me,
Yeah, probably.
that's exactly what it sounds like.
You know what the
Taylor
biggest
says,
problem
"Taylor,
with him was, Bud? Honestly,
go."
he should have just been the defensive coach. Period.
Yes,
That's it. He's
Who,
good
Robert
at
Saylor?
that.
Robert
he's
Saylor.
really,
Yeah.
he's really good.
Really
as-
good. Elite.
Really good. Yes.
Yeah.
The
He should have
defense
working-
stayed the hell.
has been there. The
He
defense
been
should
has
have
working next
taken that
season.
job. He
and
shouldn't
I
have
thought
taken
that was
job.
on Ty Bowles more than Saylor, so I appreciate y'all telling me that.
He'll
I
be
really
working
did.
next season. He will be employed as a defensive coordinator next season.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yeah, absolutely.
take
You know who could use him? The 49ers, and it'd be a good fit.
Jesus.
Tank
Tank Dell
Dell.
in Texas. They say sit him against the Patriots.
No. Do you know why? Only one reason. Nico Collins is hurt, so the targets will be higher.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the number one target right now is my favorite wide receiver in the world,
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Glorious Gainer Diva Mother effing Diggs is in the house, and he's going to get most of the targets. Then it'll be Tank, but Tank has not been the same since he got hurt and shot.
That's
So
true.
it's not good.
Can I just add something? Can I just add something in here? Just really quick about Stephon Diggs. I don't understand. If you pull up Stephon Diggs' numbers, his entire career with Buffalo, 100 plus receptions, 12, 13, 1,400 yards, almost double digit touchdowns, and always complains every season.
Yeah.
That's what Mike's been talking about. Mike has been harping on that. This is true.
Yeah.
Mike has been harping on that. See, Mike don't think I give him any credit. But Mike was saying
listen, you call T. Higgins with your problems. That's what I'm saying. And DJ Moore is calling you later this week. All right.
I love to have an interview with him. I got some questions. Rich, your thoughts?
Well, as far as Stephon Diggs, I'm not a fan of him. Never was, even when he was on Buffalo. I think he was a distraction for the rest of the team. Mike hyped on him big time last year. Now he's his best buddy, I guess it looks like.
You noticed that.
He is my bestest friend.
No, I think he's an average. He's just like Aaron Rodgers. I think he's an older person that's been in the league for a while. I think he's one of these. I don't think he's.
There's some old people in this room. Be careful.
Yeah, but I'm one of them. I'm probably the oldest one in this whole bunch of us here right now. So
he almost cursed at you, Mike. You better be careful.
So, but this guy, Tank Dell's, I don't know. He's sort of he's going to get 10 points probably. So if you had somebody better, I'd get fantasy football wise. For Houston, Houston's a good team. Their quarterback spreading their wealth around to all the receivers. So and it's apparent by this guy's numbers because he doesn't, other than the 10 receptions he had against Minnesota in Week 10, he only got 9 points. But he's averaging anywhere between 8 to 11 points here. So.
Yeah, you might be right. The other thing we haven't brought up is Drake May. Why not?
We didn't get there yet. And you won't let me finish.
Oh, come
Blake
on.
says Diggs is going to have a huge day today. Brian, you are the youngest. Let me throw this out there. Stephon Diggs.
You are the youngest. Yeah, that's true.
Stephon Diggs was a beast in Minnesota. I'm surprised he didn't get a Super Bowl with the Bills, and I'm sticking with that. He should get one with Houston right now.
But here's the thing: this isn't even about him, and all we're doing is talking about him. So he's winning.
You brought him up.
I didn't bring anything up.
You brought him up. Cortland Sutton of the Broncos. Sit him against the Chargers. I can't argue this right now. I cannot argue this right now.
Oh, I love him. I do. He's not always
he's
good.
A great player. He's a great player, but I can't argue.
Not consistent, though. He's not consistent.
He's not getting numbers. Rich, what you got?
Let's see. He's only got one on the matchup. He's wide receiver number 35. He's projected 7.4 points. His receptions through the last 4 games have been, other than Tampa Bay, he got 7 receptions. Everything else has been averaging 2 receptions. So he's not getting the ball.
Gotcha. 28-10 Bears, 14:56 left in the fourth quarter.
I'm just seeing that. Yep.
Yeah,
Bears are marching on over the Jaguars.
Can I ask Ted Hicks one question?
And you let everybody else talk. He has another question. Go ahead, Ted.
Just one
See
question.
what you're doing? See what you're doing?
Yes, sir.
No, come on, calm yourself. Okay, so
it's hour 8. You calm yourself.
just sit there and pretend you're eating pancakes or something. Okay, here we go. Ted, if you could go back in time and you could take Aaron Rodgers and send him back in a cab.
18, get the tomatoes ready.
And let Joe Flacco play right now instead of him. What would you do?
What year would I send him back to?
No. If you could right now just take Aaron Rodgers, put him in a cab, send him home, and go get Joe Flacco and put him on the field, would you do that?
Yes, but I would want Joe Flacco post Super Bowl.
Yeah, there we go.
The year right after.
we
The
can't do
year
that.
after he won the Super Bowl.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't. I'll take him before the Super Bowl.
You know what? And I want to be 16 again and hang out. And,
I would take him before the Super Bowl.
and my best friend would be Rich Roberts, and we would be in trouble all the time. Okay.
I would take him
Right.
before the Super Bowl. Quentin
Right.
Johnson and Lad McConkey of the Chargers sit them against the Broncos. I don't even know who the hell they are.
I'd sit them both. Their numbers aren't that stellar.
Sit him.
I don't even know who the hell they are.
No, Lad is good. Lad is a good lad.
Is he really?
Yeah, I would not sit him. Sorry. I'll put that out there.
Okay.
I
That's
like
good.
him. I
That's
like him
good.
a lot. Okay, keep going.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are your wide receiver recommendations.
Yay!
For the 2024 season. Go to NFL.com.
We got 14 minutes. Woo-hoo.
I'm glad I ate before this show.
I would
so
go
that's
back
all I
and
know.
get Joe Flacco when he was 14 years old, and I would tell his mama, I want to be his
Glad
age.
I ate breakfast this morning. That is my patience right now. Because this.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mike.
start him. Tight ends.
Mike.
For the-
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead,
just
Sid.
want to tell you this, Mike. He is
Sure.
not worth the headache.
Tony
Aaron
D,
Rodgers.
I think he is.
Aaron Rodgers. Not worth
Oh,
the headache.
okay.
You know what,
Not
Ted? I can't
worth
even
the
disagree with you. I can't even disagree with you right now because things are not working out. I
Not a
don't think
leader.
100%.
Not a leader.
He's looking like he's about himself. He is looking like that.
I think he's doing great for a guy who's 40. The problem
Yes.
is he needs to be 30, and he's not. That's the problem. Too much wear and tear.
But you know the other thing? Here's the other
What?
thing.
What?
And Tony, I don't mean to hijack the show.
No, you was
Um,
late coming in. Go for it.
Rodgers is running this prehistoric offense
Yes.
that worked 10 years ago or when he won the Super Bowl in 2010. It
Great
doesn't
point.
work anymore.
No.
All right, back to you, Tony.
Thank you, Ted.
Oh,
See,
no. Hey, drop the mic if you had one.
you
that
know,
was
you notice how Ted narrows it down, Mike? Take notes. Thank you very much. Start them. Tight ends. Brock Bowers of the Raiders against the Steelers. Mike, this is your man. Go for it.
I love Brock Bowers. He is on a shitty team, and I wish he was on a better team. He is going to be something in the future. I don't know if you have someone better this week, especially against the stingy Pittsburgh Steelers, you may want to go with him. But as a player, if I owned a team, I'd want him. Next.
Rich, your thoughts.
Last week against Denver, he racked up 15 points. He's projected to get 7 points. He's tight end. He's number 2 on the week ranking.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
So I would say start him.
Yeah, and as tight ends go,
I'm
tight
not.
ends-
I don't really care too much for the team, but I'd still
Yeah.
start him.
the tight ends in general, though, this year have not been
Sure.
racking up the points. I've noticed
That's
it.
true,
It's-
Michael. That is
yeah.
very
As per previous seasons, I agree. And a lot of that came with Kelsey not getting them numbers. That's why everybody holds him to the standard. A lot of
Kelsey,
the-
Kittle,
Yes.
Kelsey,
You
Kittle.
read my mind. You read my mind, brother.
Andrews, and I'm going to throw Cole
Andrews.
Kemet in there as well. Cole Kemet was all right last season.
Yeah, and likely should be better than he has been. So I don't know.
Absolutely. Kyle Pitts of the Falcons start him against the Panthers. No debate from me at all.
I love him. I think he's
No
great,
debate.
but he doesn't get a lot of targets.
no. The numbers show that.
But he's you want him on your team.
Yeah.
And you just want to hold him at least. Jesus Christ. This
Oh.
he is
Atlanta's looking like they could do something, guys. What do you think in the
I
room?
said that at the beginning of the season.
Oh my
I said that at the
goodness.
beginning of the season. I'm not done. It's only a third of the season through, Ted. I was telling them earlier. We're in the
Um,
third through.
Ted,
I'm so-
I value your opinion. So tell me, why are you hesitant?
No. I'm so disheartened by the fact that Kirk Cousins went to Atlanta, and I really wanted him to give New York a second chance. I was okay with him ditching us and going to Minnesota, but I really, really, really thought. I mean, this guy's killing it.
I would have taken Kirk Cousins. We talked about that too, Ted. I would have
Yes.
taken Kirk Cousins up there as well. We did talk about that.
Oh, I would have ditched this current guy in a second.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. But we're going to keep it rolling. Dalton Kincaid of the Bills against the Jets. Brian,
He's
that's
having a
your
rough
man.
time. He's having a rough time this year. I don't know why.
Yes, he is. I got no debate against this one. Rich, what you got on Dalton Kincaid?
I'd say start him. The tight end so far, they've been a little subpar on the numbers and stuff. This guy, though, he's good in the clutch. He's shown it over the last several games and stuff like that. I'd start him. Especially against the Jets.
I actually have Kincaid on the Bell Kings fantasy football team, football league. I would definitely
Not
start
doing
him.
great.
He's not doing great. He's not doing great.
I like him, but
I'd like to start him, but it's not worth it.
But we want to give advice to people that is, half decent. If you have anybody better, do it.
Yes.
He's been Buffalo right now is a train wreck. I love Buffalo. If anybody knows me, that's my favorite team.
It's been a train wreck since last year with you, Mike.
They have been. They have. Did they win the Super Bowl? No.
They haven't
won the Super Bowl yet.
Playoffs, so it's a lot of other teams there.
Yes, they have.
How are they a wreck, Mike?
But the goal is to win. And
they're winning their division, though. That's what counts right now.
Last 4 years in a row, Mike.
Yeah, 4 years in a row.
That's not a train wreck. That's consistency.
Yeah, but guys, come on.
I know.
If Josh Allen was on the 49ers.
Oh, there we go with wishful thinking again. You can't
no.
bring the wishful thinking up every time, Michael. Josh Allen's exactly where he is, and he wants to be there. And everybody in the community wants to be there. He's embedded in that. He's going to be a franchise
I hope it comes out your nose, motherfucker.
I call you Michael. And he's going to come down there, Michael, and sucker punch you in the head. If you
Tina, get the tomatoes ready.
Oh,
Tina,
he's a true fan. He's a true fan. Look at that. It's like he's throwing grenades at me.
I'm going to keep it going, doggone it. Tucker Kraft to the Packers. Start him against the Cardinals. I would.
God, that was funny. Oh, my God. I'm going to snip that sucker.
I think his numbers
That's a clip right there.
Yeah.
I think Tucker Kraft's numbers are going to increase. I'm good with him.
Yeah, I'd sit him.
I'd sit him.
I'd start him. We got a question in the chat. Pick one full PPR. Keon Coleman, Shakir if he plays, or Dobbs. Oh, this is a
Dobbs.
So wait. Now, Mike, you was big on Shakir last week.
I do. I like him, but he's hurt.
Yep.
And they don't have Coleman in the right position. And everybody's saying that. But they don't have anybody else to play his position. They need another receiver. He would be better in the middle fighting. So, yeah, we'll see. They'll figure this out. I would go with Dobbs.
I appreciate you, Kyle, for that. I'm going to say Coleman.
I was going to say Coleman.
I'm going to say Coleman. Mike says Dobbs. I say Coleman. Brian says Coleman. You got 3 for Coleman, 1 for Dobbs. Check everything out and get back in touch with us, please. I probably will be back on tonight since I don't have to work tomorrow. I will have time. Thank you for coming through. I want to keep rolling because we're already at hour 17. These jokers. Tyler Conklin. Oh, Jesus.
I love him
against the Bills. Ted, this one's yours. Take this, please.
No, he's good. He's good.
He's good.
He's good. As tight ends go, he's good, right? Come on.
He's good.
He's good. He's not great.
And he's good in that 1987 offense.
1987. I see. I would say 1990 myself, if you want to know the truth. 1990. I think you're close, but 1990, 1991 is more probably correct. Yeah. When we still had the floppy disk. and
3.5.
Yeah. You remember the 8 tracks? You know the. Yeah.
Didn't I say stay on point? Didn't I say stay on point? Is Gardner going to be?
We are. We're right on point.
Is Sauce Gardner still injured? I think he was injured the other week, wasn't he?
Yeah, his hand, supposedly. But, Sauce with a lot of the grabbing and holding. I mean, right now, DJ Reed is the number 1 cornerback on the Jets roster. Sorry, Sauce.
That's cool.
Rich, what you got on it?
Rich, your turn.
None of these tight ends are impressing me at all with the numbers. They're low on all of them.
That's probably why they're saying sit them.
That just you said every one of them just go 0 points, and you probably won't be pick it
Yeah.
up somewhere else and stuff. They're not going to give you more than say anywhere from 8 points and stuff because they're not to say they're talented.
Yeah.
They can play their position way better than I would ever dream of
Here-
thinking playing.
Here's my rebuttal, buddy, is that the Bills right now can't stop anything.
I disagree.
They're not good right now. They just aren't. Well, we'll see at the end of the game next week. We'll figure it out.
Did
They-
Mike's
If they're not
microphone-
good, they won't be leading the division. That's my go-to right
Is
there.
that what just happened? Mike's
Here we
microphone died on him. Holy smokes!
What's
Even
that?
technology is listening to me. Okay, I'm going to keep it rolling. I don't know about starting Tyler Conklin. New York Jets tight ends don't get the ball like that. I don't care how bad anybody's team is. And Ted, you could agree with me on this, can you not?
Yes, I can.
Look at
believe it is that.
history, though, guys. Let's go back last year, okay? What was the one team that could beat the Bills and has many times? And Zach Wilson had their number. Zach Wilson beat them last year. The few
They
games
didn't
he
game-
won,
They didn't game plan for him. They game plan for Rodgers in that first game of the season.
well, let's hope they're confused and
Get him, Rich. Get him, Rich. Get him. I'm going to keep it going. Tight ends that we're going to sit Mark Andrews against the
I feel
Commanders.
grenades coming by.
You have no idea. I don't know about sitting Mark Andrews. at all.
Did Michael take the Jets? No, he took Buffalo, so he has faith in Buffalo. Everybody took Buffalo
That's
except
his home
Mike,
score.
except Tina and Captain Rehab. We all took Buffalo. So
I'm going to sit Mark Andrews against the Commanders. I am not. Pending injury. I am not sitting Mark Andrews, period. Mike, I'm Brian. This is your man's. What do you think? Rich, what do you got on Mark Andrews?
let me check here real quick. Go ahead, Brian.
I think he's hurt. I do.
Brian's in the chat. I think he is hurt. I do remember him being hurt, so he may not be 100%. Ted, what you got on Mark?
He's been hurt since last season.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's projected at 4 points. His matchup is
Oh.
1, and so
fair.
he's not. And his last games, he's been averaging other than his first 2 games, his third and fourth game 0 points, 5.5 points. He's not getting the ball.
No, he's
Do you
not.
know?
No,
Do you know how they're winning lately? Lamar.
Isaiah likely.
No, Lamar. Lamar's bringing it into
And
the
Derrick
house.
Henry. And Derrick Henry.
Derrick
Yeah,
Henry,
no,
that's
yeah,
the big
but-
one right there.
But,
Yes,
but guess who's the second greatest receiver?
Lamar Jackson. we know.
You got it.
Yes. Second greatest runner on the team. So it's probably an injury. I'm hesitant, but if it's injury, I understand. Even against
What
here
what
we
would
go.
happen
Isaiah
this year if
Likely.
they didn't have Derek? They'd be done.
They'll be
Isaiah
done.
Likely is in the house. I'm starting him.
And
He has
why?
been a savior.
Why,
He has been
Tony?
a savior. He has been a savior for that team at the tight end position since the beginning of the season. Hands down.
Okay.
Hands down. I'm not even going to debate this. Nothing against you all. I'm going to keep it rolling. Who the hell is that? Dalton Schultz
Sounds like a bird.
against the Patriots. I would not sit him, but the ceiling's low. I get it. I wouldn't do it even against the Patriots. Hunter Henry of the Patriots, they said sit him against the Texans. I kind of agree because of the team. And as I'm rolling, I apologize to you all. Brian says Justice Hill. Yeah, he was the other good runner for the Ravens. But I'm seeing Henry get the ball more and Lamar afterwards. Justice
Very
Hill gets
valid
in there.
point. Very
Isaiah
valid
likely
point.
gets in there. But
Yeah.
I'm seeing Henry and Lamar doing the most on that team.
Thank
We're going
you,
to sit
Brian.
Hunter Henry. I got no debate. Gentlemen, I'm going to flow apologize. Mike Gesicki. Okay, this is going to be my fault. Mike Gesicki, former tight end for the Miami Dolphins, wasn't necessarily high on numbers, but consistent for being on the field. I saw him last week in the game. I'm starting him based on the play that I saw. The recommendation says to sit him, but I would start him. God knows I'm going to start him against the Giants, even though they're on the upswing like we talked about earlier. Gesicki still has it. He's been in the league for a while, ladies and gentlemen. He really has, but he's still got it, and I saw it last week. Hands down, not a problem, at least not for me. Those are the tight end recommendations for Week 6, 2024 season close. NFL.com. Gentlemen, go for yours on the tight end position. Your recommendations, suggestions, and ideas, if you don't mind, please.
I would go with T. Higgins this week because Tony D said so.
He's not a tight end. Rich, what do you think?
All the stats. It seemed like on the stats on Stardom and Sedum, they're only 1 or 2 point off on the projections. There's nothing stellar about them, as far as that goes. So unless I have a Kittle or Travis there. The only one is Kincaid. I've seen him in a couple clutch plays. He doesn't have the stellar points, but he's there to win the overall ball game. But it's fantasy football. It's any one of the tight ends. It's just they're all the same. So there's nothing that really stands out other than the two I just mentioned.
Gotcha. Glick, if you got to go, I know it's your time. I apologize for running over, but give me 1 second here.
Is Glick in the house? When did he pop
Oh, he's
in?
supposed to start. I would have been on time, but we had a specific distraction. Nothing personal. Sorry. Where was I?
Oh, what happened? Right button.
So, my apologies. But Glick, I know we're going to come on. Unnecessary Roughness, Nonsensical Nonsense Network should be coming on at noon on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Please check them out. If you do leave, thank you all for being here. If you do decide to go, because I appreciate the attendance, we have maxed out at 35 cents an hour. We're currently sitting at 33. Rich, what's the score in the game, if you don't mind, please, sir?
We have Bills. There's 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They've scored another touchdown. It's now 35-10.
Jesus.
So Chicago's just romping on Jaguars.
Yeah, that game is over. Kickers, start them and sit 'em. Young Ho Koo of the Falcons against the Panthers. No debate from me. Gentlemen, no debate at all.
No.
Tony, can I hijack the show again?
Here we go.
Okay. So Daniel Jones gets ripped to shreds every week when he doesn't show up. Trevor Lawrence, not a peep.
Huh.
Similar contracts, not a peep. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is it.
You want the answer to that? I'm going to answer that because reporters have been saying this for over a decade. New York media.
He said hi.
Yeah.
Remember that, Ted?
Hey.
New York media. Now he can't hear me because he got cameras talking to him.
I would agree with that. The New York media, you're going to be under a microscope and stuff. You're
New
exactly
York media, you're under a microscope. Number two, Jacksonville wanted Trevor.
true.
They
Very
wanted Trevor.
Yep.
He was not far from where he played college at. They wanted him. New York media is a beast. They said that to Danny Jones. They said that about Zach Wilson. I think they said the same thing about Mark Sanchez back in the day too. New York media is ridiculous. So be careful up there. Young Huku, I'm going to start him. Chase McLaughlin of the Bucs against the Saints. This is going to be a tough game. I got no debate against this one. Mike, what do you think? Now he's quiet. This guy, I don't know what I'm gonna do with him.
Oh, you told me to be quiet. You put my picture on, so I'm wounded now. And then I had grenades thrown at me from New York, so I'm just getting myself.
You're going to get tomatoes from New Jersey next week. I told her to rack up. I'm going to send her the grocery money. We're going to have a lot of them
down there
too. We're going to have a bucket full. I'm going to make sure they're fresh. I'm not even going to let her hit you.
You know me. I'm always going to support Tampa Bay, no matter what. And even when you guys were on me about Godwin, and I was like, look, they're like bookends. They're phenomenal. I think they have the ability this year to really do something if they can stay healthy, and they may sneak into the playoffs in a way they've never.
I think the Bucs
Tom Brady.
The Bucs are going to be fine. Seriously, you've been harping on Baker Mayfield, and I've told you was right because they are flowing. The Bucs are flowing very well.
Well, they got receivers. They've got weapons. They've got a good defense. They got a good defense.
They've had receivers. They've had a defense. It was the running game that was a suspect for a lot of things.
Like look at the lineup we have here. We're solid. We're a solid lineup.
Listen, let me put this out to everybody on the internet. I'm going to say this myself. Y'all can't mess with us, all right? This ain't what you want. Don't come hollering at my league. Don't come hollering at my broadcast, all right? You want to get mad at somebody, get mad at me. I did. I brought all of this with me. These boys flow with me. These gentlemen have supported me over the years. I'm going to be hard-headed. I got static for any and everybody who wants some. Come holler at your boy. All right? You see the name on the bottom? You're looking for me? Hold on a second. You looking for me? Come on. You looking for me? Come on.
Look at Bell Kings right
this
there,
ain't
man.
what you want.
Click it.
Public service announcement. Monkey head asses. Who's next? Shit.
I just banned him.
Kyrie Fairbairn of the Texans against the Patriots. You have to start him. you have to start him. Any questions? Anybody?
I think if you look at some of these, we talked about the kickers last week, like they really didn't matter. We looked at just about the majority of the games last week. It came down to the kickers winning the game.
Absolutely.
So you don't want to. You
man.
want a good kicker, and this guy, I think he's projected for 8. He's a solid kicker. He got 16 points last week against Buffalo. Or no, that's week. Yeah, we're in week 6. So the kickers mattered in that game, and I know they get a lot of slack as far as, oh, you just got the kicker. Hey, if it's a solid, especially where they're kicking the ball from, they're going back to the 50, the 55-yard line on some of these guys. So
they're practicing for that, Rich. They practice.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as they comment in the chat, Rich, don't even worry about them. I'm good. Don't
no,
worry.
that was on my side. I just banned him on my
nothing.
Twitch. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, what you got on the kickers at all, if any?
Nothing.
I'm good with Fairbairn. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all now. He was one of the higher ranking kickers for fantasy in the preseason. I suggest you get him, and if you don't, we're going to show you some alternatives. Austin Siebert of the Commanders. Start him against the Ravens. Excuse me. That's because Jaden Daniels is going to get downfield. I got no debate against this. Gentlemen, you're back.
Solid kicker. I'd start him.
Mike?
I want you to put my image up for a second.
No, get to the point. It's an hour and a half already.
I just want you to put that image up. That's it for 1 second.
You'll get there later. Go.
Oh, come on.
See, you keep come on. That's the third one as well.
Come on.
That's the third one. Okay,
All
Ted,
right.
your thoughts.
Start him. Back to you, Mike.
Mike, last chance.
I want you to put the Bell Kings up just for a second.
I don't have the picture. You got the image up?
It's right there.
I didn't
Just
see it
click
because I'm trying to focus on the show.
It's on the side.
Oh, I like that.
So if you look at there,
I like
see
that.
what
I like that.
you see what that is?
I
That's
like that.
Tony on the field,
I like
Yes.
that. Do me a
flying
favor.
high.
Do me a favor. Can you make those jerseys royal blue? That'd be my request.
Can you sit on a whatever? You get what you get.
That's what you want to do. Go sit on something. How about that?
Oh, pause.
How about that? Pause. What was it? Damn it! Now I done lost my damn
Mind.
format messing with this Joker.
Tony, did
let's
you
see.
almost turn this into an Amnesty Hour
Oh,
segment?
I got one coming. You have no idea. I got one coming. Oh my God! But you know what? I've always appreciated Mike, and I wanted Mike here. That's why I got to deal with this. I told you, Ted. I met you through him. So this is half your fault. Evan
The
McPherson.
only reason, let me tell you, the only reason I met you guys was because of someone was running an app on a computer or a phone which caused it to overheat and melt.
Oh, next topic. No, sir.
Yes.
No, sir. Next topic.
Yes,
No,
I
sir.
remember
No,
that.
sir. No, sir.
That
Next
phone
topic.
was melting from
Next
too
phone. Next
many
Evan McPherson of the
hashtags.
Bengals. Start him over the Giants. I've got no debate. Gentlemen, is there any debate against this recommendation?
No, he's solid.
Thank you, Rich. Ted,
That's
you got
funny.
you got a debate against this?
Not at all.
Mike?
No debate, sir.
Good. Thank you. Sit him. Cam Little, the Jaguars, sit him against the Bears.
The game already happened.
It's still going on right now. I have no debate. Cairo Santos of the Bears. Sit him? No, I wouldn't have sat him this game. And I'm being honest. I'm not even remembering the score or anything. I would not have set Santos against the Jaguars. Zerline of the Jets. Sit him against the Bills. Ted, what do you think about this one?
I don't know. Indifferent. I'm at a crossroad right now.
I am too.
He's a pretty good kicker, but like I said, are they going to be in the position to
Right.
That's the whole.
utilize him?
What you think, Mike?
But
I think right now kickers are more important than they've ever been, and they're dictating so many of the wins to the point that the players are a little irritated that are playing in the league because their livelihoods now are hanging on if a guy can make a 50 or a 55-yard kick.
That's a hell of a point.
Yep.
That is a hell of a point. I agree with that.
Jason Kelsey the other day said it's getting ridiculous. I would rather they made the polls closer together where the likelihood of them making the kick is less.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
But you know what it is? Kicking is a key part of the game. They've never gotten their respect in the first place. So this season, they're actually getting it. They've given it to running backs. They've given it to tight ends. Kickers are now getting their respect. Defenses have gotten respect for winning Super Bowls. Kickers are now getting their respect. This is a fact.
If you want to talk about no respect, you got to look at the photo at the side here. But we'll keep going.
We're gonna keep going. You and your little boy, Daniel Carlson of the Raiders, sit him against the. I don't think I would sit him. Because I do believe the Raiders will get downfield. He may get the most points on that team this week. I wouldn't sit him. Greg Joseph of the Giants, sit him against the Bengals? Yes. You said the Giants are on the upswing. I'm going to take a chance and ignore that because I think the Bengals will get down. I know what you said about their defense, Mike.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the defense may get the points, not the kickers. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your kicker recommendations for Week 6 of 2024 season. Of course, NFL.com. We are now getting ready to go to defenses. But before we do, because Sunshine over here wants his light, here we go. See.
Now, you know, people in this room only made fun of me last year.
I did.
Yeah.
They did. They made fun of me. They called him everything.
I did
And,
not.
you know, I try to bring up valid points about Josh Allen, how much I love this man. I get hand grenades from New York.
Yeah, you want him to go to
This
another
is just
team,
the-
though. You want him to go to another team.
Get him again, Rich. Get him again.
Please.
Get him again, Rich. Get him again.
Josh Allen is synonymous with the Buffalo Bills. He's going to retire there.
I think he's
I'm worried. I'm worried it might be this year with a concussion. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Defenses start them and sit them for Week 6, 2024 season. They recommend starting the Steelers defense against the Raiders. No debate from me, gentlemen. Your thoughts?
Oh no. It's the
Start him. Start him. Oh
That's a
my
start.
God, they're one of the best defenses, right,
Ted,
buddy?
Ted,
Yeah. Start him.
Start them,
Eagles.
all of us. That's
start
no
the Eagles
brainer, right?
defense against the Browns. What do you think?
Oh, I don't know.
I would.
I don't know.
I would.
I think the Browns have a tougher defense than the Eagles right now.
So do I.
Yeah.
So do I. Yeah.
I
would
don't trust
start.
him.
I would
No.
start.
Exactly. There you are. You know the trust factor.
Start the
Exactly.
Indianapolis Colts defense against the Titans. You're going to have to
The
because you
Colts
need,
suck.
I know, but you want to start
They
their
suck
defense.
defensively. I'm sorry, they do. They
They
suck.
do. They do.
The only thing that sucks worse than the Colts is the Titans. That's pretty sucky. That's
But look at
just,
whose defense they ranked it over playing against the Titans.
yeah. I see what you're saying. Okay.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
There you go. You're
Start the
right when
Texas
you're right.
defense. Start the
Flacco
Texas
is going to carve them up today.
We're going to see.
Let's
Start the
see.
Texas against the Patriots. I have to start the Texas defense. I got to.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't think Drake May is going to be a factor?
No.
I do.
Bengals start their defense against the Giants.
Oh,
Yes.
this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a good game. I'm telling you right now. This is going to have a lot of surprises.
So,
What do you
ladies
think,
and
Ted?
gentlemen, mark down the Bengals and the Giants as a game. Mike says it's going to be good. I say the Commanders and the Ravens is two good games.
Oh, that's my favorite game. You're an idiot. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean that.
You're an idiot. You
Sorry.
said it. You recommended I started. Sit them. Ravens defense against the Commanders. I have no question. I'm not even going to question it. That has to happen.
Oh,
Start
Dallas is
Cowboys
good
defense.
too. This is a good game. What do you think,
Yeah.
Ted?
Yeah.
Dallas' defense
Ja-
is going to.
Dallas against Detroit.
Oh, I want to see that.
It's going to be
Yeah.
a hell of a game. It's going to be a hell of a
Yeah.
game.
Hopefully,
I don't know if I'd sit the defense on them though.
I'm
Dallas.
not going to sit the defense. I'm not.
Dallas is really injured, guys.
I know, but I'm not going to sit the defense. They need that defense. They need everybody. You better pull the
Yep.
people off the
They have to
practice
step
squad for
up.
this.
They have to step up.
And now we got the Detroit
Detroit.
defense.
Yeah, I wouldn't sit them either.
Oh no, Detroit, you got to play them. They're solid. They're
Listen,
a great team.
Start
They're a
both
great team.
teams, everything and everybody. Period. That's what I got. Browns defense at the Eagles. We
Yes.
just had this a minute ago.
yes.
Start them.
These are the sit-ems.
No, I would start them.
Yeah, these are the sit-ems.
They're going to step up.
These are the
I think
sit-ems.
so. I think they're going to do well. I do. Eagles are shaky, buddy.
You told me.
They
I
are.
remember.
They were shaky last year, and
You said-
everybody looked at me like I was going to step
Yes, I
away from
did.
the pipe.
Yes, I did. Sit
I
the
know.
Saints defense against the Bucks. This ain't happening for me.
This
I'd
is
start the
this is a
Saints.
great game. This is a
I'd
great
start
game.
the Saints over there. This is home in New Orleans, so the Saints are going to be
Yep.
a little bit tougher than what they usually are.
They're a great defensive team, don't you think, Rich?
Who's that?
Saints.
Saints?
They're a great
Well,
defensive team.
when they're playing at home,
Yeah.
and plus this is this a divisional? Is this a
It's a
divisional?
divisional game.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
Yeah,
it's a
so
divisional.
it's even more so. A divisional game and the home team, they're pretty evenly matched. I think
Great game too. It's a great
this-
weekend to be alive.
I find them to be an even match, Rich, as well. I agree. Ladies and gentlemen, those are defensive recommendations for week 6 of the 2024 season across NFL.com. Now that I finally got past my shit, let these two go at it. Go ahead, Mike. Jesus Christ.
Why are you bringing God into this?
I need him.
There you go. Like
I have to pray before I deal with you. You do realize that, right?
Oh.
You do realize that. I
Okay,
have to
look,
pray
can you
before-
put the slide on for a sec,
I can put the
please?
slide up. Now that I'm done with my spill.
Oh my God, man!
The system
Okay.
plays a part, but Brock Purdy is no, he's not a fluke. Not
It's
at
not
all.
a fluke.
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
No.
He's showing this
Uh-uh.
year. What do you think, Rich?
what's that? The system plays a part. Okay, he's not a fluke.
No,
Um,
we're not doing fantasy football anymore. We're doing.
no,
You don't like him?
isn't a fluke. I don't think I like Purdy. I think
Oh.
he's a solid quarterback, San Francisco.
I do.
I
too.
think he's playing great right now myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta.
Okay, now can you see that, guys? Isn't this sad? Can you read it to him, Tony, or do you want me to read it?
I'm reading. Imagine hearing that CMC has a condition that will affect the quality of his life permanently, and the only thing you care about. I 100% agree. Same thing happened with Andrew Luck. Same thing was going to happen with Tony Romo. I
Right.
100% agree.
Right. I agree. I agree.
I got you, Rich. Give it a minute, real quick.
Yeah, I was just gonna say when Michael gets done, this is probably why he's so knowledgeable and vocal on this show because of what happened last week.
Got you. What you got next, Mike?
Oh my God!
What?
So between these two teams here,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Mm.
we look at the roster of what they have for weapons. You cannot say that the Bills are stacked. They have a lot of very B and C players. They are a great team, but they are not going to make it against these other teams. They need to add some new additions to it.
Let's have some fun with this one. You just said they got a lot of B and C players, correct?
Right. We're talking about the Bills, not the Ravens.
The Bills have a QB1, a RB10, a tight end 3, and then a one wide receiver 27. The
That's
Ravens
not.
have
That's not.
go
Oh,
back,
sorry,
go back. The Ravens have a QB5, RB12, RB45, WR14, a tight end 11, and a tight end 17. Based on what you got right there, the Bills are a better team than the Ravens.
They're not though.
They're not.
Play by
They're
the
not.
play,
Not
you
even
know,
remotely. Not even
by the
remotely.
play I give you, but look at your numbers.
Yeah, I know, but numbers don't always tell the truth. That's
But you
the
show-
thing,
But you're showing numbers.
right? No, I know, but I don't agree with the numbers. I'm just putting these names up here so you
Gotcha.
guys have reference.
Not a problem.
I'm trying to make your life easier. See, this is what happens to me. I end up like this person on the bottom here,
Yes.
squished like a grape. Nobody cares. And it isn't until the next year I get some kind of validation. Look. What are they going to do with Watson? Really?
Watson
Yeah.
has stuff going on off the field. People are not acknowledging.
Hmm?
He just settled another lawsuit. I don't think his mind's right.
Yeah,
I
distraction.
think they're milking him. Pause.
Well, they want him to leave. They want him to leave because they don't want to pay him.
They don't
They've
want to
made
pay
that-
him.
They don't want to
Have
pay
you-
him.
And he
Have
got
you guys-
lawsuits.
Have you guys
Go
been
ahead.
watching each year? Each year, they before the season starts, they make an adjustment to his contract and turn it into cash only. So what they've been doing is they're setting this up to get this guy up out of there.
Yes, they are.
But it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. I mean, that's the worst contract in the NFL. Period.
Gotcha. Go for it, Rich.
Well, last
Oh.
week 5, you had Michael zooming to the top there with 10 and 4, and Ted was second, and then everybody else again was 7 and 7.
Right.
Closely matched. So overall, after Tony gave me a correction, Tony is trying to catch up with him. 45 wins, 33 losses. Ted's right behind Michael, and then CBS and Brian are tied, and me and Tina finish up on the end. And Captain Rehab, I'm just putting him up there. He's not going to count for the overall count because he's missed 2 weeks, but he's still in for the weekly. You're still in for the weekly. You missed 2 weeks, you're not going to be considered. You're basically like scratched.
Gotcha. Appreciate
So it really looks like there's 3 forerunners right now. It's Ted, Michael, some guy named Michael, and Tony. So I think those 3 minds are probably superior. Is that what we're saying here with this?
No, this does not. This does not result. No, because all it takes is 1 week.
Yeah,
someone is, and that's reflective of.
it's so true.
Tony he's got he almost racked it. He only had 2 losses in that first week, so that put him right at the top from the get-go. So, but
do you know how many analysts this year are like pulling their hair out? Because
the CBS guy, you should read his comments. He's trying to justify his shortfall in picking him. We got guys that are doing better than he is, and he's getting paid big bucks to do that for CBS Sports.
But they've been doing this forever. We're fairly fresh to this, right?
Yes.
Some of us rely on our looks, like Ted Hicks and Rich Roberts.
What are you talking about? We've been doing this for years. We've been watching football collectively. I know for me at least 40 years, and I know for you gentlemen even longer.
Yeah.
We've been doing this.
I mean, on air.
Oh yeah, on air. Okay.
On air. Okay. All right. But you know what? If we want to toot our horn, we can. And if it's in the field with a guy with a hoodie behind me, I understand.
So listen, the Jets firing Robert Saleh. Ted, we talked about that earlier this week, did we not?
I told you before he got fired on last week's exclusive.
You did.
Bell Kings Fantasy Football.
You did.
Monday night halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
I told you. I said he's going to get it. 20 and 36. I said, nah, he's next up.
He did have he's got a negative record, underscoring record. I got to give him that. Rich, your thoughts on that firing, if you will?
There's a couple things. The night before, most people probably don't watch him and stuff like that, but he's still broadcasting. That's Bill O'Reilly. He actually talked to the owner the night before and tell him how that coach. But see, I think he gets it wrong because he was mentioning about what was on his sleeve, and that was taken care of last year. That's within NFL regulations and all that stuff. But he was just saying how Bill O'Reilly doesn't care for him as a coach. But then again, the next morning, the coach fires or demotes. Okay, I got that wrong because the article I posted, he said he demoted him. And that could have came into play because he's Rodgers. So that sort of indicates Rodgers has an influence there. Rodgers comes out on a broadcast
McAfee.
I listened to that, and that's when I say, Rodgers needs to go. He needs to go because McAfee's given him. I know they're friends and stuff like that, but when you have a quarterback of that caliber crying to protect his name, it's like, you know what? You're not doing anything good for the team right there. It's all about you. So he needs to go.
Hey, Rich, I just want to add in, those are paid appearances. Don't think Rodgers is doing anything. Paid appearances to come on to McAfee exclusively.
I just have the feeling that with Aaron Rodgers there, it's worse than Zach Wilson at this point.
Yeah,
I would much rather have Zach Wilson come back as far as an Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is not moving the ball.
Tony, can you put the screen on for 1 sec?
I will when he finishes. You finish, Rich?
Okay, go.
Okay. I was going to get you.
This is how wild this situation has become. Can you read that? Can you see that?
Yes.
Jets punter Thomas Morstead found out Robert Saleh was fired via text from his neighbor.
So let me jump on that. I apologize, Rich.
Okay.
The news came out faster than it went to everybody, I believe. The man was escorted out of the office and the press was already on it before they could even have a team meeting, in my opinion. I may be wrong, but that news came out quick. Matter of fact, when it was on First Take, if you would have seen Shannon Sharp's face, he had the same face I did because the alert popped up on my phone. I was like, what? And Shannon Sharp, like, what? This guy has a 20-36 record. He does not have a winning record over 3 seasons. We give everybody that, but still, the team rallied behind him. And they said that. They said the team was good with him. He was good with the team. They came to work and worked for him every day. I think the biggest thing that we saw was Aaron Rodgers giving him that side eye, the same way Kobe gave his coach a side eye. Russell Wilson gave one of his coaches the side eye. So that's why Aaron Rodgers catches a lot of that heat, in my opinion. I know Ted dropped down. What we got going on up here?
Well, prior to that, we had Elvis.
I got you this when we finish with this one.
So if you look here, this is what we were talking about before, rushing and receiving touchdown leaders.
Yes. This season, correct?
Yes, correct. After 5 weeks. This was just after 5 weeks.
That damn Derrick Henry getting them numbers. Boy, I'm so happy for him because he has not looked this sharp in a while, in my opinion.
Now, you remember I was talking about Kyron Williams?
Yes.
And I hit a wall at 100 miles an hour with you two?
We wasn't sure.
Look at who is number 2 here.
I know that, but look at number 3. Number 3, I've had my.
Oh, you have. You have. But once again, you just fall a little short.
Please.
But that's okay. I'm okay. And then if you look below that, another guy that you made fun of me for last year, Mike Evans.
I never did. Stop lying on me.
Oh my God, man. You won't be at the and then Godwin.
Please find that clip. I will apologize on TikTok.
No, oh my God, we're gonna be just looping that sucker. That's what we're doing.
Saquon Barkley surprised me, even though there was some optimism behind him.
Brian Robinson, look at.
Yes. That's why I harped on him. He's doing good, but now he's hurt.
And Jamar Chase, we talked about him.
He's ignoring the contract situation, but I see him frustrated this season.
And in Rich, guess what? Our number 1 weapon with Buffalo hurt his toe. James Cook.
Turf toe.
He got the turf toe.
Turf toe. There you go.
We should go. So listen.
Now he's ready to go.
One last slide. No, one last slide there. This
Rich has slides too. You got another slide, don't you, Mike?
I got all kinds of stuff here, but I think
Michael will be interested. This is what I posted on Twitter back on October 6th.
Gotcha. Go for it.
I love it. Love it.
Bingo. So
that sums it up. That sums it up. It does. Yeah. It's sad. It is sad. And yet, that's life right now for us, right?
It is.
You go in a room with friends, and next thing you know, you got a grenade by your head, and it's a scary world out there. But you just do the best you can, and you're only looking out for the best of Josh Allen.
Bringing out the tomato next week. Tina gonna be wide open on your ass. But you know what? This was actually phenomenal. I wanted to get it in a time frame, but the proper information was given, Mike. I'm always going to appreciate you for that. I do rush, but you do bring some shit, some good shit. I'm not going to lie.
You should look at the shit in the window right now. This is some good shit. It's one question. There you go. Who is that?
Xavier Worthy.
You got it, brother.
Does have football helmet?
Big ups to him giving the football to his mom in the game. Big ups to him for that. I respect that move 100%.
Who else talked about Worthy?
You did.
I did. And who talked about him before everybody even thought he had a chance?
Remind me to put in the baby oil since you want your horn tooted so hard next time.
Okay. Let me just get my towel. I don't want it all over my chair. Okay.
Jesus.
All right. Okay. There we go. It's all good.
Anything else you got?
No, I think we should end it there. I think we're all worthy. And we should let Rich have the last filibuster. Go for it, buddy.
No, I'm good. It's a good show.
What's the score in the game, Rich, if you don't mind?
Score right now currently is finals. Chicago wins 35-16.
So it is finished. Okay, so we're ready
to finish. So Chicago, they're doing they're now 3-2.
Did you see that? Did you see that there? Did you? Now, what do you think of this? Here, we got to help our brothers. We helped our brother just there very quickly. That's who we are. Look at this: 100 career sacks.
Untamed Music. Yo, got to start 1.5 PPR. Tank Dell or Chase Brown. We just talked a little bit against Tank Dell because we think he's going to be double teamed. I'm going to say Chase Brown myself. Appreciate you coming through Untamed Music. Rich, Mike, what are your thoughts?
I think I believe in Bo.
Answer the damn question.
I believe in Bo Nix. I do.
1.5 PPR. What's PPR?
Points per reception. Points per reception. Pick a player, honestly. That's good. Pick a good wide receiver, be what I would tell you.
I'll pick the good receiver. Who's a good
Yes.
receiver?
Pick a better wide receiver between Tank Dell and Chase Brown based on what we said so far.
Chase Brown.
I'm saying Chase.
Chase
Okay.
right now. Sorry, but Tank could blow up today. He could.
I think he's going to
So-
be double teamed. I think he's going to
Just
be
like this guy may blow up today.
Oh, he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's gonna be
good.
fine.
He's good.
Untamed Music. I want to thank you for coming through. I'm going to say Chase Brown, honestly, but appreciate the question coming in.
69 wins, guys, since he was drafted.
Yeah, they wanted to get a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
He's
I
about
thought he was
to
good.
he's about to have the same problem Dak Prescott has. If you don't have a Super Bowl, what you're doing ain't working.
So all these individuals that we see within the circle right now are the highest traded people in fantasy right now. All of these, and you can figure out why.
Who is T. Sermon?
I'm not sure.
Kareem Hunt, I understand. Andy Dalton.
I know
understand.
that. I know Joe Flacco. Some people have acquired him recently. We know who Rashid Rice is, right? We know who
Jalen
Mason
Waddle has not been traded yet. Smith Jigma has not been traded yet. Tank Dell.
These are all individuals within fantasy that are being traded.
Within fantasy. Okay.
within fantasy rapidly.
I'm glad you said that.
Sorry.
Okay. That makes sense.
And these are individuals that are getting traction right now.
Mhm.
And one of them is T. Dell.
Oh, Dell. Okay. Oh,
Tank Dell, right?
interesting.
Now, just believe it or not, this is what you look like when your girlfriend is a billionaire.
No, he's got that look because he's going into acting. I think that's his where he's
Yeah.
going to be going to.
He's got that
He's
look
doing-
because he got $100 million with his brother just talk.
Yeah. Oh, that too. Yeah. There we go.
Mike. Mike. If I lose my show, I'm on your ass.
No. Listen, you're on the right network. Oh, wait, you don't want to tear up things. Okay. This is good. We should end
It's going
with
to be a
this.
hell of a game. I said at the beginning. This is going to be a hell of a game.
I got an asterisk. I'll be eating my words next week if Washington wins, but it's good. I'm looking for a good game. This should be a really good game.
Oh, it'll be fun. No
It's gonna
matter
be
what.
phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
38 sets of eyes. Thank you all for coming through. I'm going to shut this down. I got to go grab me something else to eat because I'm exhausted. This was good. This was fun. Gentlemen, I appreciate both of you coming through.
Yes.
Plenty of information. Hell of a broadcast. All jokes aside. Unnecessary Roughness is on.
Yep. They're on right now.
On YouTube. Y'all check him out. Appreciate you, Mike. Appreciate you, Rich. Ted, thank you for coming through. Nazim, thank you for coming through. Untamed Music, thank you for the comment. Brian, thank you for sticking around. Tina, thank you for being here. Kyle Singer, thank you for coming through. Who else we got in here? Nonsensical Nonsense Network. He was in here before he started. I know he waited. We done ran over, but it's all right. KP, thank you for coming through. Don Newland, old Milton was in the house. I appreciate you for coming through. Just under 2 hours. Let's talk football Wednesday nights. I forgot.
No, that's for your show, Tony.
Oh,
No, I wanted to because we're at the end.
Let's talk football. Rumble Studio. My man, 5-Man Rich. I'll check him out Wednesday night. What time, Rich?
7:00, but also during the weekday. Michael Bathurst there on his daily show there. He does the AI, but he does an outstanding job on the football as far as that goes. And that's one of the
He does.
reasons why me and Tony love him and to be on the show. And
Deal with him.
we do appreciate his presence and stuff like that, even though maybe someone wants to throw a tomato at him.
I can't wait. Boy, I'm gonna give her some. I might give her admin.
So, what do you guys think about the NFC right now, where it's the only division where every team is above 500?
That's how it's
Only.
supposed to be.
So, we're talking Minnesota, we're talking the Lions, Chicago, and Green Bay.
Minnesota or Washington, they're 800 with 4.
No, but I'm saying that the NFC North is the only one where everyone is
NFC.
above
You did say the
Oh.
NFC, not just the NFC North. You said NFC.
NFC.
Well, Giants are
NFC
400.
North.
They're 400
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I have the graphic there if you want to click it.
I think Washington, Dallas doesn't come surging back. It's going to be Washington's division at this point.
The NFC North, not the NFC.
Oh,
What did I
NFC
say?
North. Oh,
You
well,
said-
wait.
I said NFC.
You said NFC, not NFC North.
NFC North. Okay. I see.
I
That's the
didn't
shocker,
put North on there.
honestly.
I just put NFC. Is that what you're saying?
But you're supposed to say NFC North because the NFC is a conference. The NFC
No,
North. is a
I
division.
know it's, but I didn't say North.
No, you didn't.
Okay, North. What about the North now?
Everybody's above 500. I find that surprising because I didn't think.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I
interesting.
did not think Minnesota was going to be as good as they are
Oh, wow.
in the beginning of the season. I did not. So this is a shocker. That is surprising to me. Big ups to the Vikings.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Big ups to the Vikings. For real, for real.
Thank you to
Oh.
Restream for letting us being able to be together on this network together with great people from all over the world, literally from Italy. We had an individual on here.
Yeah.
He kept his clothes on. That was phenomenal. And we are ever grateful to have him here. Thank you, Nessie. And of course, the knowledge of Ted Hicks, who is a virtuoso in many things, including parenting. We didn't really mention him. You just kind of went Ted. And I felt, to me, he's bigger than TED Talks. Go ahead.
Thank you all for being here. You should see us later on this afternoon. I might do something in between games. Might do something before the Sunday night game.
Oh, yeah.
May do something after the game.
That'd be great.
I'm off tomorrow.
Yay!
I'm going to relax. I'm going to try to work it
Well,
out.
I'll just say your last week halftime there with Ted, that was really good.
Yeah, I
So,
appreciate that.
I like that.
I need to get Brian and JoJo up here. That's why I'm trying to wait on them to get them up.
Yeah.
Brian's been out the loop for a minute. He's back. I get them up here. I let them do a segment in between the games. Everybody's able to jump on, but I want to get them in and let them get the contributions. And any other league members that's able to pop up, I'll jump on for them during the day. We're going to shut this down. Unnecessary Roughness, y'all go check them out on YouTube.